go. Right. Hello everyone, welcome to live stream build number 2. So this week we have a Utopia Pandora, which is a small form factor PC. It's just for one of our regular clients that buy from us on quite a regular occasion, and they're basically wanting a gaming PC just for their house. So I'll go through the specs we've got just now. For this, that's my watch. Shut up. Yeah, so I thought I'd do the normal process. So this is what the builders would do. So also once the components are all packed, they get put into one of these kind of tote boxes, and then they'll go through the order that they've got, just making sure all the components, which I've done prior to actually doing this, so I know the right components are actually in here. So they'll do that kind of process, just double checking everything that's in the box should be there. And yeah, I'll just go through the components we've got just now. So the first one we've got here, it's a 3 terabyte. Whack it onto this one here. I shall open it up. It's a little easier. So got a 3 terabyte. Hello. Seagate Barracuda. That's going to be the storage drive. That's actually his keyboard, so it's a little kind of bundle we actually do. So it's a ASUS Tough bundle. You get this K1 keyboard. I don't think it's mechanical, it's like mechanical, so it's kind of mechanical but not. Yeah, membrane key switches and a mouse. So it's the M3 mouse that you get with it as well. So that's it there. Put that aside. I've also got a Artist Free headset. So that's Steel Series. I'll go through the actual main components. So to start off, the motherboard, we have an ASUS ROG B550i Strix. So it's again Gen 4, supports all the latest AMD CPUs, which brings me to the Ryzen 7 5800X CPU. So that is 8 cores, I believe. Yep, 8 cores, 4.7 boost on that, 3.8 base. So it's actually a really fast CPU. Got some extra fans here as well. So because it's going in, you'll see the little kind of Pandora case. It is the ARGB NZXT case fans, 2 of those. And this is the little kind of RGB controller you get with it. So for the fans, we've got 32 gigabytes of DDR4 3200 megahertz memory. I think that's like CL16, I think it is. Yeah, CL16. A 1 terabyte NVMe SSD, so it's the Gen 4 version. That's SN850 WD Black. So extremely fast M.2. Sorry, I've just came back from a cold as well, so excuse me if I'm coughing too much. C850 watt power supply, again NZXT one, really good. We used that last week, so it's a really good power supply, fully modular as well. This big beefing thing. So that is, I'll hold it here. So it's the NZXT. It's the Noctua Chromax NHD15 CPU cooler. It makes this case look absolutely tiny once it's all built inside. And then the last plate is the NVIDIA RTX 3070 graphics card. So it's quite the machine that we're building today. Let's pop this down here. Right, so let's get started. this camera up a little bit. Just, there we go. Just check everything's looking all good. Yeah. Right, so first things first, the motherboard. Starting getting these little things installed. Get this out the way. There we go. Excuse me. So because this is a small form factor PC, it is a little bit more tricky than before. So as you can see, all the components are pretty tiny. So that's the actual motherboard. It's tiny in size, literally probably not that much bigger than my hand. Again, it only supports 2 DIMMs, so you've got 2 slots here to show the camera. So that's for your memory. Graphics card goes there. The audio and stuff like that's all integrated here. Your M.2 stuff like that as well, all under here. Good selection, decent selection of kind of ports at the back, considering it's quite a small board. So you've got DisplayPort, HDMI, your BIOS, flashback USB, but you can still use it as a normal USB. 3 USB 3.1s I think. A USB Type-C and then 2.5 gig LAN. You've also got a Type-C port there, but that's actually your audio port, and then your kind of like surround ones there as well. So it's pretty kitted. Let's pop this here. So as I said, it's a 8-core CPU. Actually need to give this a little clean. I'll be right back. I've just got some thermal paste on it. I've obviously used it previously, but I'm going to put some more stuff on it. Give me a second. Right. Yeah, it was brand new now. There you go, that's the CPU there. Sorry, again. Gotta say that one right. Right, so very simple process. Line up the notches with the little notch, drop it in, and it should just fall in like that. Put this little lever down, there. As simple as that, that's your CPU in. So next step's obviously to get with this one, I think it's the M.2 first, because the cooler is absolutely massive. So I need to install the M.2. It has to go on this port here. Because that's the Gen 4 one, the one at the back. I think that's only Gen 3, so it has to go into this one to get the full speed of the M.2. Hope that all the sound you can hear is better. I've now got this lapel mic that's here, rather than using the desktop mic. Because I think last week it wasn't picking up everything. So I've got that. There's a couple of changes that we wanted to implement this week, like putting this camera here, up here. I just didn't have time, unfortunately, this week. But yeah, we'll just keep at it, keep it going, and then through time I'm sure the streams will become much better. And I know you're probably looking at this Battlefield case, wondering what it is. It is a case, but I will explain that later on in the stream. It's not actually getting built in that case, unfortunately, but it's getting built one very similar. Well, it is similar to that one, just not got the Battlefield branding on it. That's definitely, I hate having asthma, that's for sure. It's not coronavirus, I have been tested, it has came back negative. I've done multiple tests, and then like PCR tests, and then antigen ones, and then the PCR one, or whatever the proper one was. I've just got a sore throat, which is really frustrating. But life must go on. Let's save these, because you do need to save these, I believe. So these are the little connections for the AMD stock cooler bracket. I believe you need to take these off. I'm doing this thinking that you actually do, but I've not actually checked the manual on the Noctua fan, but I'm sure you need to take them off. We'll keep them safe in there. Right. Sorry, again. It's also very warm. Just really take my jumper off. I'll do that now. Hold on. No, I can't, because it's attached to this. So next time I'll get something to attach the mic to my chest. Right. You can go down here. Right, so let me just check this. As I said last week, I am not a system builder. I am the marketing executive for Utopia Computers. So I will take a little bit longer than normal builders building this. So I've not actually built a PC in a very long time. I used to do it. I used to be head system builder for Utopia. Then I decided to get into marketing. And just like the other boys do all the good fancy stuff. I do miss building, but actually I just like doing one PC a week. That'll suffice. Right, AMD, where are we? Right, actually do need to take that off. Perfect. Right. AM4 is grey ones, right. Apparently, let's put these little things in here. I'll probably bring this down a little bit. There we go. So we put these little kind of rubber things or plastic things down on these four corners, and then get the actual bracket, which is this. And what number was it? Number 4. Ah, okay. Right. Wait, what? Apparently it goes like that. How's that? Hello Amit. How are you doing? Right, I think that goes that way, and then looking at the diagram that goes the other way somehow. Okay, that is completely just the way the first diagram looks. Okay. 3 and then 4. There we go. Apparently this is really easy to put on once pretty much that part's done. So I will get rid of those gubbins. Also, this customer purchased the thermal paste, sorry, which is the most expensive, but it is our most kind of premium and it's the best thermal paste you can get on the market just now, unless you go down like the metal, I can't remember what it's called, route where you de-lead it and stuff like that. We don't do that, we just use normal thermal paste, but this stuff is the best in the market just now, so this customer's went for it. So what we'll do is I'll put a little bit right there, pea-sized, and that should be enough to spread once we've got the cooler on. I'm thinking actually it's probably best off putting this in and then the cooler, because I know that there's an 8-pin there that needs to get plugged in. What I might do is be smart and put that plug in just now. I don't need to worry about it later on. Always think ahead. Always. Think. Work smart, not hard. Oh, that's another addition we've got this week. It's not actually a bin, it's just that box that I used earlier. Just use that as the bin, so I'm not having to then have loads of stuff everywhere. I can just chuck it under there and that's it, I don't need to deal with it. Right, that goes there as well. Okay, so actually I'll put RAM on first. So as I said, it's 32 gigs of 3200 megahertz, CL16. And it is the Kingston HyperX. Unfortunately, that's not unfortunately, but it's the same stuff as the Kingston Beast, just we had some extra stock, so we're using this. Doesn't affect performance at all. Right, right. I actually need to figure out what case she's actually got. I don't know where I've put it. I know it's a Pandora case, so it's a small NZXT H210, but I don't know where I put it or which one it actually is. Bear with me a sec. All on my phone. What are you saying, Jordan? You can it. I don't know what that means. Where are we? So let's go and check the order. Where are we? We've got like one somewhere. Orders. Oh, so I don't want to build a case and build it into a case and it's the wrong one. Right. So this customer has the white one. I'm glad I checked that. Right. White case. Give me a sec. Actually, you know what? Let's build in this one because it's just this case. I can change the panels out, it's not an issue. And while I'm doing that, I can also explain to you what this actually is. So, we have recently partnered with a company, very local to us actually, who can UV print some very, very high quality prints onto pretty much any surface, any flat surface. And we decided to partner up with Kingston and create this kind of one of a kind battlefield case. So if you actually put it in this light and see how kind of good it is, it's got a kind of nice 3D effects. It's UV printed on top, so it's not a vinyl. It's a very expensive process to do. Well, the material, the cost of the printer is actually very expensive. So we can print pretty much any artwork or logo onto one of these Pandora cases. So that's in the front of it, so like you see the battlefield print at the front. We've also got some signage at the back. It's very hard to see, but of course I've got the Utopia logo and the Kingston Fury down here. It's, if you look, you kind of see it. You've got these kind of little effects. That's part of the battlefield kind of effect that we've got just now. But yeah, we've got that. Plus, we can laser engrave pretty much anything. Again, logo-wise, onto the side glass as well, so you can kind of see. We've got the Battlefield 2042, we've got Utopia Computers and DICE EA on the side. No, Gregor, I'm not doing that. Hold on, which is best for liquid cooling or air cooling? Give me a sec to put these off just now. It depends what you're going to be doing and what the case is. Obviously the 5900X with the cooler that we've got there, so the NZXT, sorry not NZXT, Noctua D15, that'll be fine. Air cooling's more than enough, sufficient enough for that type of one, but you need to get a really good one. So like £40 or less, you're going to be struggling, you're going to have a little bit of thermal throttling possibly. But if you do go liquid cooling, you're kind of doing the same thing. So if you're going to buy a cheap liquid cooler, you're going to have issues with it. It's not going to be great. So you probably want to get like a 240mm radiator rather than like a 120, or that's the lowest you can get actually. So again, if it's a 5900X, it's an expensive piece of kit. You don't want to be pairing it up with a cheap cooler. Certainly, you don't want to then risk affecting damaging it first of all, and then damaging the performance you're getting from the CPU. So I think that CPU is roughly about what, £400 or £500 I think. So you're kind of going to have to spend about £100 plus just for a CPU cooler for it, to make sure that you're not affecting the performance and potentially damaging it as well. But yeah. So next up, we will put in the IO shield, which goes into the back. And then we'll chuck this in. Cable first. Actually, let me wrap you up. There we go. There we go, that's the board in. I also hope that answered the question, Amit, about the cooler. Is that what you've got as well, 5900X? If you do, that's pretty lucky. It's like a really fast CPU. Also, Jordan, can you just let me know how the sound is and the music? Just making sure that it's obviously decent enough, not too loud, like my voice and the music, because I can't hear anything. Obviously, I'm just talking to myself. Right, next up will be the cooler now. So we've got the motherboard in. There you go. And let me just chuck this on. Right. let me just check this. Make sure the colour's fine. As I said, this is a Noctua D15 that comes with 2 fans. I think because we're using these fans here, we'll use these rather than the fans that come with it. I don't actually know how that's how the builders do it. I would presume that these would be better performance wise. They'll just look nicer. No, what I'll do is I'll put a fan here and here. So using Noctua fans for the Noctua cooler, and then putting the RGB fans at the top and the back, and I can then put a fan at the front, just the top one, because I think that RTX 3070 is actually too big for it to put in here and actually have a fan there. I'll check that, but I'm not 100% sure. So what we'll need to do actually is take out these fans first before doing anything. I now wish that I actually built this before. I hate dealing with fans. It's just a tedious, long process that makes a PC look nice and makes it perform well, but it's just a long process. It's not an overly long process. It's just you know that it's something that shouldn't really, you're not really doing much. It's not making a massive effect for the amount of time that it takes, especially cabling and stuff like that. Absolutely boiling. There we go. Right. Say fans out, and then I can put these ones in. So they're pretty much, I think I'm right in saying these are pretty much the exact same as these, just these ones have got RGBs on them, they don't. I'm right in saying that. Obviously, who doesn't love RGBs? And obviously, because it is RGB, it has to come with all these kind of cables. So, if I'm right in saying, you just need one of these as the in. Goes in there. Aye, there. Smashing, there we go. Is that right? I actually wish I asked the builders to give me some tips for this PC before building it, because again I've not built a PC like this one anyway for a very long time. I should still be able to build it obviously, but if there's any like shortcuts I need to take, well, not shortcuts but things that I need to do before doing something else that helps me speed up the build process, or something that, I'll put something in and then take it back out, or forget to take something out before putting something in. I'm sure I'll be fine. in the bin. So essentially these fans sorry they have to be connected together for them to sync with the RGBs. So you need to then hook this one up, then back into that one, and then this one then needs to be hooked into the little controller box, which is somewhere over there. You need to also do that first before actually attaching them, so that you're obviously not going to then turn it on, your RGBs aren't working or they're not syncing up properly, and then that's just an absolute farce and not enjoyable, to be honest. Where are you? Out. So that's the out. You go in there. I don't know why that's not actually running. I don't know why. Ah, that's out from the controller. Got you. Ah. That's how that works, that's really annoying. So I'm sure you can just daisy chain these. That's the out from there. That's the in. Ah, right, so, oh, typical. I would do this one now. I've always checked. That's what I mean. That's why I hate fans. So this is the out. That should go into this one's in here. Route it properly. There we go. That's the in for that one. All done. And then I need the in with this one, with the thicker one. There we go. Jamming. And I hope you like jamming too. Now, if I can actually make this look a little bit neater, I'm having all these stupid cables everywhere.
That's actually not whistle, was it? Copyright strike. If I do whistle. Right. Jeez, okay. That's going to be tight. There's absolutely nothing wrong with super dry stuff, and the reason I've not got my Utopia merch on is because I don't know where it is. Maybe a jumper through there. To be fair, I could do a lighter jumper on than this because this thing is absolutely roasting. I am super wet right now. Actually, give me a sec. I'm going to actually see if it is a jumper because I'm boiling, like sweating. Give me a sec. There. Utopia merch. Sorted. I just needed something to like clip this on. That's the only thing was with this t-shirt. I didn't want it to like grab down and stuff. That's annoying. So yeah, Utopia t-shirt. Well, there we go. If it's something that people want to buy, I would certainly look at getting them online. Hoodies, t-shirts, jumpers, shorts, underwear, you name it. I will look at getting some stuff added to the website if that's something, if the demand's high enough anyway. It's certainly something that I can look into. Okay, so that's the two ARGB fans now fitted. So one here and one at the top. And now all I need to do, I think is probably best, is actually getting all the fans connected into a little hub, because that cooler is then going to cover all the CPU ports, not CPU ports, CPU cooler ports. Oh, there we go, that's got a fan controller on it already. That's perfect. So I don't need to deal with this just now, I just need to deal with this. Sorry if that rustling is really loud. There we go, that's the split that I'm looking for. Good. Now I can put the CPU cover in, finally, and wait to see how tiny this case looks now. Put this thing on. You're joking me. Oh. How does that? Does it fit? Does it fit? Just fit? Oh, should have not. Enough it does. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it doesn't. Right, now this is where I need to make sure there's no thermal paste gets everywhere. There we go. I'm guessing the top fan's stopping it from actually going in properly, which is a bit annoying. I'll try. I wish I could try somehow moving it. No, you can. I'm sure you can actually move this down. Oh, can you? Oh, there's another one. I'm sure there's a Noctua cooler that's got like a bracket that you can just slide down a little bit, just so that you've got a little bit more clearance. But I think the clearance for the graphics card won't be there. I'll just try one more. Nah, it's just gonna. No. Right, so I need to take out this fan. I'm sure we had fans on the top one before. Maybe it's a different colour. Again, referencing back to what I said earlier. I wish I said to the builders, because I now need to then take both the fans out, because this one will work, but it's not got the right connection from the fan controller to then power it. Well, you can power it, but it won't be any RGBs. We can't be missing any RGBs. Can we now? How long? We're in 51 minutes in, and I've basically put the motherboard in. This is what I've done. That's it. Oh no, the M.2, I put the M.2 in as well. Progress. I'm sure the guys would probably have had it built and it was in testing at this stage. But right. Okay, so where are you? That one we're picking on. No, that one. You can get. That's the out. So what I might do then is just put the RGB fan at the front. It's not going to look great. You won't be able to see it, but it at least works. The customer's paid for it, so obviously I'm gonna. Do I then just fit it to this? I think that's probably actually a better thing to do. Just fit it to this cooler. I think that would make sense. But then, yeah, let's just do that. Let's just fit it to here. So then you've got some RGBs on your CPU cooler. It looks fantastic. Everyone's happy. There we go. So I think I still put one here. It's one of these fans here. Oh, now got somebody banging on the door. So I don't know if it is actually somebody that's here. Hold on. Nah, just passes by. Sorry for not talking on this stage. I just want to make sure this is right. I'm doing the right thing. There. And this should just fit here. Yeah, there's one center. Yeah, cool. So what I'll actually do is I'll get some cable ties just so this doesn't look absolutely terrible. I can fit this to it. My OCD is going to kick in, and I hate seeing so much cabling, so I'm going to have to make it look really, really nice, because if it didn't look nice I would be upset with myself. Yeah. That's much better. There we go, we're in. So what are we? 1 hour in nearly, and we're now just getting the CPU cooler fitted to the CPU and the motherboard. And I've also lost a lot of viewers now. I've just also realised that this is like the slowest PC build on the market, but we'll get there. from, so it's never always this slow. I just need to do one thing before I make sure the tester, make sure that closes. And voila. Literally just fits. Yep, there we go. Perfect. So that's, well, just to show you the progress. So that's the CPU cooler inside, with one of the fans connected. Once obviously there's some screws down there that obviously stop you from putting the other fan in straight away. I'm just making sure that the fans are tight, which they are. And then I will put in the other fan, which will be the second ARGB fan for the cooler. This one's a little bit more difficult because it's the space. It's just a really small case to build in, and if you've not got small hands, it's quite hard to actually assemble a system in. Where are we? This way? Yep. Nope, not that way. I want it this way. Fine, you idiot. Yeah. Right. Now should be connecting for the RGB software, so that's the out one, I want the in one, there we go. Bring this all the way up. Connect it into here, of course it's up the top. Come on. And this is why you need small hands. So this type of PC. Come on. Yes. Nope. There we go. Sorry, I'm just really concentrating just now. Try and get this in. So apologies, I'm not talking. where you really need small hands, because there's no way I can actually get my fingers in there without hurting myself. So what I'm doing right now is just making sure that the fans are properly seated, so that actually the whole fan is actually getting as much of the heatsink as possible. So if you then have like the fan kind of raised up a little bit, you're essentially just losing cooling efficiency. So that looks a little bit better. A little bit of a to and fro just now. There we go. There. So that's the PC at the moment, with the Noctua cooler fitted. So I just tied up these cables a little bit, so that when I go to actually do the rest of the system, it's not an absolute jungle back here. It's just much easier to manage later on in the system. Okay. Perfect. Right, so there's one more fan to attach, which will be this one here. This one that originally came with the case. So I'm just going to pop this off, and I'll give you a bit of a closer look at the Battlefield front panel that we've done there. Kind of move it to the side, you might see the kind of 3D effect to it. It is insanely good. Like the quality of it is second to none. There's no one in the UK, I believe anyway, that can provide something of that higher quality and that amount of customization to a PC. Because it's essentially it's UV printed. As I said, it's not a vinyl that's got on top of it. It's straight from this really expensive, I think it's like £37,000 printer that gets used. And the quality is just, it's like looking at a really high res sheet of paper, image on a sheet of paper, and the colours pop like completely. So it's certainly it's something that's live now on the website, so we can actually offer that type of system. If you want to have like a Battlefield, Call of Duty, your logo, the company's logo, anything that can be either get laser etched onto the glass or printed, UV printed onto the side panels or the front panel. We only offer that onto the, I think it's a Pandora and the Sonoxes just now. We're struggling with the Ballista just because the front panels don't easily come off like they did with that one. They're all bolt riveted actually onto the front, same with the glass and stuff like that, so it's quite hard to actually take that off without either breaking the glass or having to re-bolt the bolt rivets onto the case. So we'll figure out something
NZXT have actually just released a new case. It's the H510 Flow, I think it is, or Max Flow or something like that. So it's a whole mesh front, so it looks like it's easy to take off. If that is the case, then we'll test it. We'll get some UV prints printed onto it, see how it looks. Because there's holes, obviously, it's not going to look amazing, but I think with the right kind of colours, I think it will actually look really, really nice. So I'm going to experiment on like Photoshop and stuff like that and see what it might look like. Yeah, just go from there. Okay, so let's just get this fan fitted. So this is the case fan that we nicked from the top. And we'll just put it I think just down here. I think the graphics card will fit there. We want to try and get as much airflow to the graphics card as possible. Obviously, this being a small case, airflow isn't an issue, but it's something that we need to be aware of. So obviously it's an RTX 3070 that's going on it. It's a really high-end graphics card. We want to make sure there's enough air going to the graphics card as possible. Same with the CPU as well. It's an 8-core CPU. It's going to be drawing a lot of power, especially if it's going to be gaming. So it's airflow kind of is one of the kind of big priorities with these types of cases. And obviously, like I said earlier, NZXT did bring out a brand new airflow orientated case of the blister. So hopefully they do the same with this little one here, which will make a huge difference to the actual overall performance of the PC. Not huge performance increase, just on hot days anyway, you're not going to be worried about the PC overheating and stuff like that. So obviously with the winters, the summers that we're having just now, that one especially was absolutely roasting, and again having an 8-core CPU, an RTX 3070 inside something this size, it's just going to cook. It's going to be very, very warm, and then you will start to then get a little bit of performance dip. So we try and avoid that as much as possible by doing stuff like this, just making sure that the customer actually gets what this can really receive. So if we're not going to take a pay case fan, then just chuck it away. If we're not going to use it, we're going to place it somewhere else. We're going to make sure that we get the full performance out of their PC. And I've just realised all these front connections are under there, and that's got an absolute pain to get into. Ugh, typical. So get this off. 24 pins on there as well. And this is why, again, I should have said to the builders, what did I do with this PC? What is the easiest way to not spend an absolute fortune taking things apart, putting them back together, contemplating if this is a fun job or not. It is a fun job, I'm telling you. I keep saying that to myself. Oh. Front panel's in. Joking. Why is there a USB 3 cable on that? Right, Type C now. Sorry for just looking at my head just now on that camera. I'll tilt it there. There we go. That's a bit better.
surely that's just goes in as normal. As I certainly thought it would. You would think that USB Type-C connection for the motherboard, because USB Type-C goes in either way, that the Type-C connection for the board would go in either way. That is not the case with this. Well, it didn't feel that way anyway. I also need a SATA cable before I do this. Plug the SATA cable in as well, so that I don't forget about it like I did in the last one. That cable is out. Now, the last one to put in is the big thick boy. Oh, it's not actually. Oh my. Audio port. I know where it is. Tomorrow I'll do the rest of the build because I know I now need to strip the whole thing out to then plug this little connection right in there, right in there. Pain. I love my job, I love my job, I love my job. Promise you I do. This is why I don't build PCs. For a living anyway. Is that it? Yeah. This is why it pays the big bucks to do these sorts of things, because I can guarantee you that anybody who wasn't clued up about PCs and then realised that the front audio wasn't correct and then you need to take the whole thing out would just either not have audio, well, front audio, or front audio, whoever uses front audio shouldn't have a PC. Or they would just chuck the PC in the bin, because that's a painstaking thing you need to then do tomorrow to get this all connected. But I'll do it tomorrow. 124 pins in now. There we go, that's that done. Put this back together. Again. Now the fan will be up because the USB connections are actually pushing the fan up a little bit, which doesn't give it the full potential that therefore the case should, or that this fan should have, but again it's not going to be a massive thing to it, it's not going to affect it hugely, but there we go, we're in. There we go. So CPU cool's in, CPU's in obviously, all the front ports apart from the front audio isn't connected. Got a spaghetti junction at the back here. And then, we'll just put this fan filter back on there. What's that? Front audio. That's not front audio, front ports. Next up will probably be power supply actually. Yeah, power supply. No, I don't actually think. Probably just hard drive actually. A hard drive first, because that needs to be connected under here. Jordan, is that you wanting a shout out? Oh no, it's not Jordan. Miraz. Hello. How you doing? How is your day? Evening? Morning? I think that goes there. Look at that. Smashing. Three and a half inch drive. What was that mean? So, while I'm building this, might as well talk about games, because this is going to be a gaming PC, obviously, and with the 30 RTX 3070 that they've got in the case for the system, should be pretty much be able to play anything, kind of really high resolution, high textures, high frame rate, easily. I mean, the kind of popular ones that you've got just now, probably Apex Legends, Call of Duty Warzone. This exact kind of configuration, you're probably looking, well, easily going to be getting 144 frames, 1080p. And certain games, same with 1440p, you'll be able to get that as well. Kind of big titles that are coming out soon, so like Battlefield. I'm sure they released the specs, but I can't actually remember what they were. But I don't think they were actually overly spec'd. Like, I think it was maybe like a 3060. I'm saying overly spec'd, it's probably still an expensive PC because graphics card pricing is horrible just now. So it's not an over-spec PC, it's just an overpriced PC. But yeah, I thought it was going to be a lot more to have to play Battlefield at like the highest resolution, because it looks absolutely incredible. New Call of Duty, you'll be able to run this easily. I think that's using the same engine as Warzone, slightly tweaked. So again, you'll be able to get 144 frames easily at 1080p. 144 animes per second performance. That's legit. That's a thing. But so games like any upcoming games that are coming out, this will be able to handle it with no issues at all. If you want to do kind of like 4K game and that type of stuff, then you may need to upgrade to a RTX 3080 and above. This can handle 4K, but you're not going to have like a super smooth experience. And, 60 FPS in some games, like Counter-Strike or something like that, maybe. Kind of very low ends, not high texture, high quality stuff, and you'll be able to run easily at 4K. But any kind of AAA title, just 4K is just kind of out of the question on a 3070. I know a lot of people will review it and say that it will do well, but in the real world tests, I just don't think they're going to achieve a decent frame rate in 4K with a 3070, even though it is a really good piece bit of hardware. It's just hard to recommend. Why am I doing this the wrong way? Let's go this way. Oh, that's where it goes. I was going to say, Rab, now you're in the chat. This is the HD audio cable. That's what I've done. You'll know exactly what I mean. Right. Okay, so I can actually probably get the. I'll do the power supply last. I think that's probably the easiest thing to do. I always find that actually easy to do. So I'll get the graphics card. No, I'll get the controller hub fitted. Aye, you're saying right. Aye. You're working tomorrow, aren't you? Aye. I'll come in and fix it. I'm not going to be an absolute twat and not help you. Nice, magnets. Right, so is that like that? No. That still fit. Just. Oh, it uses USB. Oh, I swear down. This is not going to be fun. I will do the USB tomorrow. I cannot. So I was saying earlier in the stream, Robert, I wish I actually spoke to you and Baz before doing this, so I knew exactly how to like pre-do it, so like pre-cable it, so I wasn't then having to like redo loads of things. I've had to redo the fans twice. I've had to take off the front fan off the CPU cooler once already. Then I'm going to have to do it again tomorrow. And it's just been an absolute farce. I've not built a Pandora in years, so I cannot even remember how to build one quickly and efficiently. So RIP to me. 2 devices, only 1 header. No, I think it's only 1 header. There's only this hub that we're using. Which I think it should be fine actually. I think I might be able to actually get it connected.
Surely the USB one's just kicking about somewhere close. No, it's not.
I don't know what it is. No, I'll take off the fans tomorrow. That's fine. I've done the majority of it done now. I think actually I've done it right, so I should just plug in right up there.
This boy goes in there, into the wee LED. And these wee smashers get plugged in here.
So the fans are connected. Don't need this. I'll keep it though. I don't need it just yet. So I think it's really graphics card and then power supply, and I think that's it. Aye, they are difficult. Like, I've completely forgot how difficult a Pandora is to build. It's actually insane. It's a lot of pre-doing everything first before actually building it. I've noticed everything needs to be cabled up first before you actually put them together. Right, so last thing I put in for the power supply is the graphics card, and as I said earlier, it is the RTX 3070. So it is that bad boy. There you go. So it's a gigabyte. Is it Gaming OC? I think it is. So 3 pretty decent sized fans. We've got some kind of vents at the top here to kind of get the hot air out of the way that way. You've got some 2 display ports and 2 HDMI's. You've then got some what is this, 8 gigabytes of VRAM I think it is on these. I can't remember how many CUDA cores, maybe like 8,000 or 6,000 CUDA cores. So in terms of raw performance, these are pretty much the best bang for the buck, I would say, anyway, for like kind of overall everything. So for gaming, for kind of any kind of production work, 3D rendering, all that type of stuff, these are probably going to be your best bet for the amount of money you spend and the performance you're going to get from it. Again, heavily inflated GPU prices just now, but if you could get one for let's say under £1,000, well, maybe not that much, but I can't actually remember how much that one's listed at. So let's say £800. That's an absolute steal at the moment. Considering when I think it was even at 1070, there was not even anyone near that type of price. 970, that was like a £300-400 card back in the day. I remember actually, I think it was like the very first water-cooled PC that we done years and years and years ago. That had 2 water-cooled 780 Ti's, I think it was, and they're all about £600 a pop. Obviously, the performance of this is going to beat them now, but in terms of relevancy, it's a 780 Ti, so that was like the top of the tier graphics card back then. The Ti version, so it's a 3080 Ti just now. Not getting much change off of £2,000, which is absolutely insane. But sadly, that's just the crisis that we're in just now. Once I've got this all plugged in, I'll give it a little spin, and you can see it without any of the kind of cables, which will sadly not make it look as nice. It's just, I really wish graphics card manufacturers put the power connections at the back, because having them right at the front here, rather, sorry I can't see here, it just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Like, you could easily just put them at the back, just put them at the rear. That's where they should go. There's no need for them to be there, I don't think, anyway. It would make more sense to be at the rear. This makes it look tidier. I mean, NVIDIA have got ones that are right in the middle here. There's no need for it at all. It looks absolutely disgusting. Who designed that and then gave the red flag, or the green flag, to then say, yeah, it's definitely the way we should have it? It's fired, in my opinion. So, here's all these cables that we're talking about. The disgusting ones. That goes through there. So what we'll actually do is, because I know that this needs to get taken apart tomorrow, I'll not put the power supply in. So I'm not going to do all the work of putting the power supply in to then basically undo all the work that I've just done. So I will plug this graphics card in. I'm not going to turn it on because I've not pre-done all the software and stuff like that into like Windows, etc. So it's not really going to do, it's just going to look white, I think it is. I think that's all the base colour is going to be. But essentially that is the build. I'll put the front panel on. So if you were to buy a Battlefield PC from us, that's what it will look like. Pretty neat little bit of kit. I think I've got a single camera. Yeah, so if you were to, like I said, on the website just now, we've got a one-of-one case, which is this case here, and you can buy that now from us. This is the only one we're going to do with the Battlefield, well, especially this one anyway. You can buy it now from us on the Pandora configuration page. I think it's about £193, so it's £100 on top of the actual case itself, which for what you're getting, as I kind of said, it's a £30,000 bit of kit that's getting used to print this type of stuff. So for £100 you're getting the front, it's kind of 3D effect, Battlefield logo, you have one at the very back, and then you have the laser etching there as well.
So for £100, it's a limited time offer. We're doing that on. Once it's gone, it is gone. However, there is options on the configuration to create your own one. So if you wanted to then send us the Battlefield logo you wanted, then we can do that. That's not an issue at all. If you want to have your logo, your gaming logo, your favourite game, your favourite band, we can pretty much put anything onto the case. And I think that's about £50 for the laser engraving, £100 for the UV printing. Again, that's subject to the complexity of the print and the laser engraving, but that kind of cost should cover anything that you need done to it. And that's if we need to then spend some time having to adjust it, maybe edit it slightly. And then obviously the time spent for the guys that actually do the UV print and the laser engraving as well. So that's that one here. As I said, it's not a full build, purely because I didn't prepare it completely. I wish I did, and I'm sorry that I didn't. I will have all the social media pictures of it later on, either this week or next week. I will then see the full build. That's it complete. And once I obviously get the lights and all that type of stuff as well, it'll look really nice actually once it's all turned on. But that's it there. I will definitely not be here next week. I am down south at an event, so we've got the PCR Awards next week. Sorry. We're up for the best system builder in the UK. So it's the 4th year running. We've been nominated for that, or 5th year running I think. And in those 4 years or 5 years, we've won every single one so far. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that we do win it again this year. Myself and Jordan are going down to that on, it was next Wednesday. The event is on that Wednesday night. And we've got another event the following night, and then I'll be back on Monday. So unfortunately, next week's stream won't be available unless one of the builders want to do it. Then they can feel free to do that. But from my side, anyway, I won't do anything. But yeah, thanks very much for tuning in. I will see you not next week, the following week. We'll see if we get something else cool lined up